All right, ready to dive in. Today we're tackling the giants of Greek philosophy. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, but we're going beyond the names.
It's funny, right? These guys, ancient Athens, totally different world.
Right.
But their ideas, they still kind of hit home, you know?
It's true. And the thing is, Socrates, the OG himself, never wrote a thing down.
I know. Talk about frustrating, right?
It's like, come on, man. Give us something to work with.
It makes you think about those whispers, those stories passed down. How reliable can they be?
Especially since our main source on Socrates is, well, Plato, his student.
Exactly. It's like piecing together your favorite teacher's lecture from some old notebooks. You might miss a few things.
So right off the bat, potential for bias.
Totally. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? The
Mhm.
mystery of it all.
I guess. But before we get too sidetracked, why didn't Socrates believe in writing things down anyway?
Ah, Socrates. He was all about dialogue, the back and forth. Imagine him right in the middle of Athens.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
He's sparking debates, making people question everything they thought they knew. That was his thing, the Socratic method.
It's kind of like he was what? A philosophical gadfly, just buzzing around, stirring the pot?
You got it. And it definitely ruffled some feathers. He's going around saying stuff like, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing.
And people weren't happy about it.
Not one bit. Ended up on trial, accused of corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods.
The irony. The guy devoted to truth ends up punished for it.
Exactly. And, that whole ordeal, it kind of pushed Plato to pick up a pen, so to speak. He couldn't let his mentor's ideas fade away.
And that's how we got those famous dialogues, right? With Socrates as the star.
Bingo. But remember, these aren't word-for-word transcripts. It's Plato's interpretation, his memories, all mixed in.
Right, like a greatest hits album, but with some artistic liberties.
Exactly. And one of Plato's big hits, you could say, was this theory of forms. This one always messes with my head a little.
Oh yeah, this is where things get kind of trippy. Lay it on me.
All right, so imagine a world of perfect concepts. These are Plato's forms. The true essence of everything, but like the ideal version.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
So think of a chair. You've seen tons of chairs, right?
Sure, who hasn't?
But have you ever seen the perfect chair? The one that encompasses all things chair.
The Platonic ideal of chairness.
Exactly, that ideal chair. That's in the realm of forms. What we see in our world, those are just shadows, copies.
So is Plato saying our world is like a bad knockoff?
Kind of. Plato thought our world, it's always changing, decaying.
Right.
But the forms, eternal, unchanging perfection. And this whole idea, it's had a huge impact, even on art and politics.
Wild, right. Back again for more philosophical adventures. Last time, things were getting pretty out there, right?
Out there in a good way, I hope. We went from Socrates stirring up trouble in the streets to Plato's, well, let's just say, unique ideas about reality.
It's a lot to process. But that's why we're here, right? To dig into these big ideas. And speaking of big ideas, we can't forget our third philosophical giant, Aristotle.
Ah, yes. Student of Plato, but a very different kind of thinker. Where Plato was searching for those universal truths, Aristotle, he was all about the here and now, the observable world.
So instead of looking up at the clouds for answers, he was like, let me examine this beetle.
Exactly. Fascinated by the natural world, plants, animals, the works. And it makes sense when you think about his background.
Oh, right. His dad was a doctor, wasn't he?
Yep, a physician. So Aristotle, he grew up surrounded by observation, experimentation, figuring out how things worked.
So he's like the original scientist philosopher.
You could say that, and that really comes across in his writing. He tackled everything. Logic, ethics, politics, oh, and of course, tons of stuff about the natural world.
He was a busy guy. But that's what's so cool, right? This idea that to understand ourselves, we also need to understand the world around us.
Absolutely. And he gave us some really useful tools to do that, like his idea of the four causes. Might sound a bit technical.
It does sound a little intimidating, I'll admit, but I've always been curious about it.
It's actually pretty straightforward. Think of, let's say, a house.
Right. Got a picture in my head. Nice little cottage.
Perfect. So first you have the material cause. What's it made of? The wood, the bricks, the nails.
Right. The basic building blocks.
Exactly. Then there's the formal cause, the shape it takes, the design. So in this case, the layout of the house, the shape of the roof.
Like the blueprint.
You got it. Now, the efficient cause, this is where things get interesting. Who or what made it happen? The builder, the carpenter.
The ones who took those raw materials and actually built the thing.
Precisely. And finally, the final cause. This is the big why. The purpose. Why was this house built in the first place?
To be a home, a place of shelter, comfort.
See, not so complicated, right? And the cool thing is you can apply this to almost anything, not just physical objects.
Really? So, like, what about music?
Perfect example. Let's break it down. The material cause, the sounds themselves, the notes, the rhythm.
Okay, I follow you.
The formal cause, how those sounds are arranged, the melody, the harmony.
The musical blueprint. I like it.
Then you've got the efficient cause, the composer, the musicians, the instruments themselves.
The ones making the magic happen.
And finally, the final cause. Why create music at all? What's its purpose?
To evoke emotions,
Mm-hmm.
tell stories, pure expression. Man, Aristotle really thought of everything, huh?
He really did. But the bigger question is, why does this matter to us? What can Aristotle teach us about navigating our own crazy world?
And we're back, ready to wrap up our philosophical journey.
Ready as I'll ever be. We've covered some serious ground here. From Socrates rocking the boat in Athens, to Plato's wild theories, to Aristotle, Mr. Down-to-Earth himself.
It's been amazing, honestly. But it's easy to get lost in the weeds, you know? These guys lived thousands of years ago. What can they really teach us now, in the 21st century?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think it goes back to that idea of critical thinking. Socrates, he was all about questioning everything, not just accepting things at face value.
Yeah, like the unexamined life is not worth living. Heavy stuff.
No kidding, but so relevant, right? Especially now. I mean, think about it. We're bombarded with information 24/7.
Oh, tell me about it. Social media, news, everyone's got an opinion.
Exactly. It's overwhelming. So how do we cut through the noise? How do we figure out what's true, what matters? That's where those Socratic principles come in. Questioning, analyzing, thinking for yourself.
So learning about these guys, it's like we're getting a crash course in how to be better thinkers.
100%. And not just thinkers, but citizens, right? Plato, he was all about justice, about the ideal society. Those ideas, they're still debated today.
Yeah, the good old what does it all mean never really goes away, does it?
Nope. And that's where Aristotle comes in, reminding us to balance those big ideas with, well, reality. Observation, understanding how things actually work, that's crucial no matter what field you're in.
It's that blend, right? The head in the clouds but feet on the ground.
Exactly. And I think that's a great takeaway from our deep dive into these philosophical giants. They might be from a different time, but their ideas, they're timeless. They make us think, they challenge us, and they definitely still matter today.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, to our listeners, keep those philosophical wheels turning. Ask questions, challenge assumptions, and until next time, happy deep diving.